I came to the realization that in life, if you want to learn and you want to grow, you got to do hard shit. Everyone just wants the simple path in life. They want the easy way to do things in life. And then they end up doing nothing at all. Living paycheck to paycheck is really easy, right? Don't even worry about your bills. When you get paid, you pay it. Who cares? It's too hard to go out and hit financial freedom. It's too hard to do a budget. It's too hard to go to the gym to lose weight. All that is just, I just want to stay home, just chill, scrolling on my phone, watching Netflix shows, and that's it. Leave me the hell alone, right? And then one day you look around, you recognize, damn, I need to do something, right? I need to do something in my life because this is not living. And I hit a point of that in my life, and I'm pretty sure you guys have as well. And that's why I recognize in order to succeed in life, you just have to do hard shit. And really, the hardest thing about trying to do something hard is just, overcoming fear and getting yourself out of the comfort zone. Now, I want to share with you something that I did that is extremely hard. I'm nuts about doing this, but I'm going to share it. And the things that I learned once I started doing these hard things that made my life a lot easier. There's so many things that changed in my life that gave me way more confidence. I was even getting better with finances, and other things that I thought were difficult actually was not. And the thing that I decided to do is train for a marathon. Training for a marathon was one of the things that I thought I would never be able to do in my life. Actually, 0.1% of the people in the whole world have actually completed a marathon. 0.1%, right? So, of course, you think that's really difficult. You don't want to do it. But I don't know. I'm crazy like that. So I figured I want to do it. And especially me as well. I want to become a millionaire, even though 7% of the US population is a millionaire. I figured, why not, right? Why not? Why not chase financial freedom? We live this life once. Let's try to do the most that we can, even though it's hard. Because we all know once you do something difficult and hard, you become better in the end, which a lot of people don't recognize. A lot of people don't do that. But I'm here to tell you, and I'm a standing testament. Yes, once you do something that's hard, there's something about it that makes you more stronger and more powerful and more confident. And with me, when I decided to run, to train for a marathon, I want to share with you the things that I learned that correlated with a lot of stuff in life that made it, well, a lot easier. And I'm sure it could do the same for you. Now, first of all, when you think about training for a marathon, which is the first thing I did, you think about 26.2 miles. I think it's 26.2 miles. And you're like, hell no, I am not going to do that. That is extremely difficult. I'm not going to put my body through all that pain. And you know what? Throughout life, you might be doing the same thing, like hitting financial freedom or going to the gym and losing weight. It's too hard because you're visualizing the amount of days you got to go to the gym, the sacrifices you have to make. And you say to yourself, it's impossible. But there's one thing that I learned from marathon training that I want to share with you, which is you have to take things one step at a time and you have to start. Now, I am highly competitive. So to me, I'm thinking I want to be the fastest runner. I want to do things super aggressive. I want to have all the information and be extremely ready. When that's not the case, right? It's not the case. Especially here at Financial Freedom, people are like, I got to work crazy hours. I work 50, 60 hours. I got to start a side hustle to get all this information to end up doing nothing. And that's the same thing I learned when I started training for a marathon. Now, let me tell you something. What I did was I downloaded the Nike Run Club app. And that app is a lifesaver because it teaches me the number one thing that was my hugest weakness. And for majority of people right now in society, you probably one of them is one of your biggest weaknesses, which is this sense of urgency to get things done as quick as possible. There is no shortcut to success. You do not have to complete a marathon, within a month. Okay, it's a process. You're not going to get rich within a year. It's a process. And when you see things not working, you tend to quit. But marathon training humbles you right away. And what I learned was rather than looking at running 26 miles, focus on just half a mile. And that's what I did. I put my ego to the side, listened to that app, running just half a mile. Okay, my knees were hurting, even though it's half a mile. But then it makes you recognize, like, yeah, this thing is a long journey. You're not going to do it overnight. The same way you get better with your finances, it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to be difficult. The changes you're making in your spending habits and your budgeting, all those changes is going to be as difficult as running a half a mile, especially we never ran before. Okay, so with that being said, that is a good example of like starting, building wealth, doing personal finance and financial freedom, and also running. But the thing that I learned the most is I tend to push myself so much. So when the app just said half a mile, I'm like, half a mile, I could do more than that. But this is when you get older and you start to learn. I listened exactly to what the plan was, and I stuck with it. And throughout the plan, it kept on telling me, you have to control your pace. Do not rush it. Take your time. Yeah, that truly worked. I started running 1 mile, then I started running 3 miles, which I never in my life ran a 5K. And right now I'm up to 9 miles. And I could not imagine I could run 9 miles so far in my training. Not at all. And I did not think I would get to that point. I mean, it's extremely difficult to run a marathon, but I want to do it because it's difficult. But the lesson I learned from that was throughout time, there's certain milestones you're going to hit. Celebrate it and don't rush it. Right now, if you're dealing with your finances, right? And right now you're just spending like crazy and you're sitting down, you're doing a budget, congratulate yourself for doing a budget. All right. If you're trying to pay off debt and rather than paying off, $10,000 worth of credit cards, if you pay off 100, that's great. That's okay. Celebrate that. You're making progress. If you can remain consistent, you will get to hit any goal you want to hit. And that's what I've learned throughout this marathon training. And it's hard. Oh, when I get to mile 8, I'm like, what the hell am I doing? This is difficult. I do not want to do this. And it's the same way, guys, when it comes to paying off debt or doing anything in life that's difficult. You're going to hit a point where you're like, I don't want to do this no more. But you have to continue to show up because it gets easier the more and more you do it. Trust me, I cannot believe I'm doing 9 miles. Before I struggled with 1 mile, and now I'm doing 9. It's because of the consistency that I was building. And now I actually, look forward to it. And I actually enjoy it. Yeah, it's kind of sickening, enjoying running, trying to train for a marathon. But I do. I truly enjoy it because I feel like you just have to do stuff that's difficult in life and just take your time and be patient. Like you truly do. And that's what I learned when running a marathon is controlling your pace. It's not a rush. And every time I put this damn thing on, I'm doing a guided run, it's always telling me, control your pace. Control your pace. And then there is times where he lets me know, okay, for the next, mile, I want you to run, an 8 out of 10. And then it's like, I want you to run a 6 out of 10. And that's the same way, you could do with your personal finance and trying to build wealth. You don't always have to go slow, okay? You don't always have to go super aggressive. You go aggressive, slow down. Aggressive, slow down. Don't worry about your pace. Just complete it. Because when it's all said and done, I signed up for the New York Marathon and the Chicago Marathon, and I'm waiting to see if I get accepted. Hopefully I do. But when it's all said and done, we're just trying to complete the damn thing, right? We're all just trying to complete it. And once you complete it, you recognize, damn, I did something that was extremely difficult to do, right? Which is hitting financial freedom, running a marathon, losing 10 pounds, finally building the courage to leave your job or start a new job. It gives you the confidence that you could do whatever it takes. And I have not even ran a marathon yet. Not yet. But the fact of my training is giving me way more confidence to know I could do this thing, right? And I could do this thing certainly. And the funny thing about it was that, and I want to share with you, which is I'm thinking the whole time of like hitting a marathon, right? The big goal. So say your goal is to like become debt free, right? And you want to pay off all your debt. But then I recognize I'm not just training, right, for just a marathon. I'm training to run a 5K. I'm training to run a 10K. I'm training to run a half a marathon. And that's like the little milestones that you should celebrate rather than just skipping it all. Because if you think about just the marathon training or just running a marathon, it's extremely difficult. I mean, I didn't even know how difficult it was to even get in to be able to run a marathon. In New York, it's like damn near impossible in a lottery. In Chicago, I'm waiting for a lottery as well. So you can't just pay and just show up. It's a whole damn process. And that's something that I learned. But anyway, let me get away from that rant. So the whole point is, once you start paying off some of your debt, reward yourself and recognize it's okay. Train for the 5K, aka paying $5,000 off your debt. Train for the $10,000 you pay off. Just take your time little by little because when it's all said and done, it's going to finish. Because what goes in motion, I don't know it's running because it's really hard for me to stop. What continues going in motion is going to stay in motion. That is just the key to this all. And I'm not going to lie, I was really surprised about this whole thing. It really made me extremely humble And it really made me a better person and more confident. And actually, I started paying off like some of the debt that I have and saving more. And I don't do it now in crazy chunks and being aggressive. No, I just put $200 every bi-weekly to pay off a credit card. Next time, next time I pay off a credit card, nice and easy. I don't go down to bare bones. I don't do the gazelle intense like this guy says, Mr. Dave Ramsey. I do things in a nice slow pace to a point where I'm going to be one of those 0.1% of people who complete a marathon. And to me, that is amazing. And then one day, my other goal is to hit financial freedom, be a millionaire. I could be, one of the 7% that becomes a millionaire. And it's extremely easy. It really is. I'm being honest with you. It's so easy that it just drives me nuts to know I never did this before. But in society, that's what it is. All over social media, everything is quick, quick, quick. Get there quick, quick, quick. This is easy, easy, easy. And then you end up going nowhere, 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 thinking like you're doing all the right things and you're not. It's all about starting and being consistent. And do I wish I would have done this at the age of 25, right? Run this marathon? Yeah. And I wish I had financial freedom at the age of 25, but it didn't happen. 35? Yeah. I wish I would have ran a marathon 35. My body would have felt better, but it didn't happen. I could do it at any age. I'm doing it now at the age of 44. I can have financial freedom at the age of, it's going to take me some time, but like 46 or 47, if I continue on my path and I continue sticking to, being disciplined and being committed and seeing what happens. Because life, guys, is all about doing hard shit. You have to get up in the morning, you got to go to the gym. You got to eat healthy. Because the alternative is, well, you're living a harder life and you're doing it to yourself because you're not taking care of your health. And it's harder, to be honest with you, to make changes in your life, to do things positive. Like, I'm not mentioning a marathon, but you can make changes in your life as well. That's really like difficult to do. And I am not going to underestimate the fact of stopping your bad habits is hard to do. It's extremely hard. Not as hard as a marathon, but it's extremely hard to do because we'll all get stuck in our comfort. So that's why I challenge everyone to just do something hard in your life. In 2026, do something hard. Number one, you're going to feel really accomplished that you hit that goal. And I want you to do something like marathon, the gym, or some quick drinking or something like that. Because once you get a feel of like, I could do this, it reverberates throughout your whole life on every single thing you do. You start looking at things in your life completely different. You start handling it with care, not urgent. And you start just reading more, eating better, less drinking, less spending on junk. You get better with everything within your life if you just make a very, 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 very hard challenge and you complete it. You don't gotta be like me and crazy running a marathon, but I'm not gonna lie, even when I think about it, I get super excited. Yeah, I know I'm a maniac. I don't know why I get excited about it, but I really do. And maybe I do know why. It's because of the process and it's the journey and knowing I am slowing down, being disciplined, being consistent, putting my ego to the side, that I know I would finish that marathon. And now I know I would hit financial freedom and do all the things in my life that I put my mind to. Why? Because, well, I know doing hard shit rewards you in the end. So I challenge you all, do something really difficult in your life and see what happens. Trust me, it will change your life tremendously. It's hard. Whatever you do, it's hard, but it gets easier and easier and easier. I know you're tired of that cliche, but in 2025, this is something that we all need to hear. Things get easier once you start doing something that's hard and you recognize there's nothing that can really hold you back. The only thing that can hold you back is just yourself.